So in this video I'd like to explore a topic that relates to a commonly asked question or thought or feeling about astral projection, and that is astral projection dangerous? Now there are a couple of different reasons why I think people feel that astral projection might be dangerous or is dangerous. So during this video I'll explore these ideas and see how valid they are under the light of kind of inquiry. So one of the basic reasons why people think astral projection is dangerous or might be dangerous just relates to that primal fear of, can consciousness actually exist beyond the realm of the physical body? People have this primal fear attached to it. They might think, for example, what happens if I can't get back, or if I become separated? And some of these ideas are explored in the other video to do with the cord that in some people think is attached somehow between the physical body and the astral body. People have these primal fears. But these primal fears are best overcome through experience and through talking to people who regularly experience astral projection. And what you find through experience is that actually astral projection is much more natural than you might think. It can be unfamiliar in some ways, but when you begin to explore astral projection, what you'll often find is there is a deep soul familiarity to the experience. There can be a sense of remembering. Maybe you've practiced astral projection in past lives, or there is that kind of calling for home, as it were, of these spirit dimensions that we've probably all existed in for long periods of time when we're not incarnated as a human being, when we're in between lives, or even before we started to incarnate as human beings. So during experience of astral projection, you become familiar with it. You realize that actually, unless you physically died whilst you're having an out-of-body experience, you'll always come back to the physical body. And astral projection doesn't really tax the physical body to any great extent. So that's one of the things to get over, just that basic primal fear of doing it. And that's best overcome through experience of you doing it. You'll know it's okay, and talking to others who regularly do it, and they're saying, don't worry, it's fine, it's a fine thing to do. Another fear people have of astral projection, or a reason they might think is dangerous, is the issue of what happens if I'm attacked, if I'm assaulted by negative entities, by demonic entities, or what if negative entities somehow get into my physical body, once when my consciousness is outside of my physical body. Now the reality is that although you can have encounters with negative spirits or beings in the astral when you're having out-of-body experiences, in many ways it's no greater threat than the threat of walking along a busy high street. When you're walking along a busy high street, there can be all that dense negative energy around you from the people or the other, non-physical beings that are around these urban environments, and that can affect your aura, that can affect your consciousness, and you come back from those experiences feeling like you need to clear your energy field. You need to kind of clear off and brush off all of the stuff that you may have picked up during the experiences. Or you might just be walking along and suddenly you have an encounter with somebody that's in a very sort of aggressive or unbalanced or even psychotic state of mind, and you feel like, oh, like I've picked up some anger or something from that person. Human life in this sense is inherently dangerous. There are risks attached to it. But I believe, us beings, especially those who are connecting to courses like this, we're light beings. We're strong enough, we've chosen to come down onto this planet, believe in your own strength. We can do it here. We're strong enough to be psychically healthy on planet Earth, and we're also strong enough to be psychically healthy and protected when we're journeying into the astral realms. You can exist in these astral realms, and once you become more familiar with it, your energy body begins to develop and grow, and you become stronger. It's not like, there are some, videos out there that would say like astral projection is such an unusual experience. You have no capacities in that realm. You're like a fish out of water. You'll just be easy prey for negative entities. It's not really like that. I think that often what happens is you grow through experience. The more time you spend in the astral, the stronger your astral body becomes, the more familiar you are with the territory, the more your psychic senses begin to open up. And there are other videos in this course that give you techniques to what to do if you encounter negative things once you're in the astral. But psychic self-defense is something that we need to be aware of just in our everyday waking life. It's not just something that we need to be aware of, you know, when we're practicing astral projection. Another thing that's important to bear in mind here is that actually, you know, if you think about what are you doing during an astral projection out-of-body experience, what is it actually part of the process? For me, part of the process is that you are getting more in touch with your deeper soul energy. You are going, you know, you're peeling off the layers of the onion of consciousness. You are actually letting go of the denser energy, the denser energies within your energy that are affecting your energy body, and you're getting closer to source. You're getting closer to the source of your being, your higher self, your soul energy. And what happens during that process is that a lot of the dense energies will fall off you. You need that, they'll need to fall off you in order for you to keep on with your progressing with your journey. It's a little bit like if you imagine a helicopter trying to take off, and there's baggage attached to the side, and there are ropes, and they're weighing it down. For that helicopter to spiral and ascend up into the sky, at some point that baggage needs to come off, and it will come off as it begins to rise. It's the same thing when you begin to project. A lot of the dense energies that might be affecting you in your life, they just fall off. They just like tumble away because they can't come with you, you know, as you ascend into the deeper and higher dimensions, you know, unless it's some super advanced kind of shape-shifting being that can somehow travel with you wherever you go. As what you'll find is as you go to the deeper, the higher spiritual levels, these negative things, they just can't come that way because they're at a lower vibrational level. They're not at a vibrational level of light that's traveling, that's ascending, that's transcending in this sort of way. And you will free yourself, your energy body will free itself of those negative things through the experience of astral projection. So in many ways, astral projection is bad news for any negative entity that might be affecting you. The benefits of doing it on a psychic level far outweigh any dangers of encountering negative beings once you're in an out-of-body experience. So as I was saying before, astral projection is a natural experience. Some of the recent research on astral projection points to the fact that astral projection, people reporting astral projection, they're often reporting astral projection with their pets, with animals. That's incredible. Animals are doing it. If animals are doing it, it shows that it's a natural process for a sentient conscious being, you know, to project. It's something, it's an extension on the continuum beyond dreams, as it were. It's something natural that other forms of life are regularly doing, and it's a natural inheritance for a human being as well. Another feeling about astral projection, in terms of is it dangerous or not, is will it make you more ungrounded? Will it make you somehow kind of just go off and get lost with the fairies in some sort of way? The reality is, in terms of all of the people that I know that practice regularly astral projection, out-of-body experiences, they're people that are actively living in the world. They're teachers, facilitators, healers, yoga teachers, doctors. They're people that are doing stuff, and they're intensely engaged with physical reality. And the reality is that in order to have a regular experience of astral projection, out-of-body experiences, the energy within the physical body actually needs to be finely attuned. You need to be psychologically integrated for these experiences to begin to emerge. So it's not going to make you more ungrounded. It's not going to make you go off away with the fairies. It's going to galvanize you and help you to be aligned with your deeper soul purpose, which you'll then be able to express in your waking everyday life. So I've covered here a couple of the ideas about why astral projection may be dangerous. It is a natural experience. It's not something you're just going to do and then get somehow lost in another dimension. Another thing actually to bear in mind here in terms of is astral projection dangerous or not, is that I think there are other practices, for example, taking copious amounts of plant medicine, that's more taxing on the physical body than astral projection is. Or if you suddenly, as a young person, get catapulted into doing advanced tantric practices that come from a culture that you have no connection with, and you're doing all these mantras in other languages, that's doing things within your psyche that are sort of stirring things up. In fact, the astral projection in some ways is a more natural process. It's something that's coming not through taking an external substance or gathering something from another culture. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing these things, but in terms of the kinds of things people are playing with and engaging with these days, I think astral projection, and I feel it does, offer a vital and valid path of inquiry. So I think I've covered most of the ideas that float around at the moment in terms of, is astral projection dangerous? And I think what I've kind of helped to demonstrate is that the value and the benefits of it far outweigh any of the risks or the dangers attached to it.